for the introduction. That's quick and easy. I know we're a little bit behind schedule, so that's fine. Hi everyone. Nice to be here. It's quite weird, being in a space like this and doing a presentation. They always say when you have a big presentation, just imagine your audience nude. It's not really working here, is it? Anyways, some of you might know me as Scrooger from Hive. I run the curator project, but today I'm not really going to talk about that. Before I start, I just want to do a quick shout out to my wife. We've had quite an interesting year, so I just want to say hi, Ju. Thank you for always supporting me, and we are going to have a baby in 1 month, so I'm quite excited about that, and I will probably share a little bit more about that as we go along. Anyways, all right, let's get this party started, right? So, everyone, I hope you're all having a really good time. Over the last few years, our community has gone through some major changes, and we have seen many new and exciting things here on Hive. Gaming projects have been some of those new changes that I really enjoy, and I like playing most of the games on Hive. That is why I'm here today, and extremely excited to share with you our new game company that will be using the Hive Blockchain exclusively. Please welcome everyone, Slow Sunday Games. So some of you might ask, why Slow Sunday? Well, simply because we will focus mainly on idle games that do not really require the player to actively sit there and play. So play when you can on your own time while still making progress and earning some in-game rewards. Keeping it simple, keeping it slow, like Sundays. So since we are a new company and we're just getting our feet wet with gaming on the chain, we will start off with an idle game. For those of you who might not know what idle games are, it is where you set up your gaming environment and let the game kind of play itself. There are things to do that will make you play the game more actively, but overall, you will be making progress by just telling the game what to do, and the game will take the rest of it, The game will just do it on its own. So, the first game that we're going to launch is called Unsung Hero. So, the gameplay for this will be pretty simple. Those of you who know idle or clicker games might feel right at home. This will be less clicking and more idle with some light RPG elements. We decided to not really go the clicker game route because I know some of the clickers could be automated. And because we're working with Hive and real money, I would rather not have any automation or bots take over and, giving some players an unfair advantage. The gameplay is pretty simple and pretty straightforward. You have your hero, and your hero does damage to monsters. So the more monsters you kill, the higher your level goes, and the higher your level, the more rewards you earn, and it basically kind of repeats. So for those of you who might have played D-City before, it's something quite similar to that in a way that the more you play, the more rewards you can earn in the long run. When you start playing, everyone will receive a hero. There will be a total of 4 tiers of heroes, going from tier 1, the weakest, all the way to tier 4, the strongest. As you play, your heroes will have certain perks, which will help you along your journey in slaying monsters. So some of these perks might be something like attack speed, which will help you attack a little bit faster, a boss timer bonus, critical hit damage, and then damage per second multiplier. Can everyone still hear me okay? Am I going too fast? All okay, all right. Good. Now that we talked about our hero, let's see what he will be facing. So our hero will be facing... Oh, wait, I missed a little part. My bad. So in the crypto world, because we like holding our investments, you can also choose to hold your hero. So when you start your account and you have your starter pack in your first hero, The longer you keep your hero in your account, the more damage it will do. Meaning those who start earlier, playing earlier, will have a slight advantage maybe. But the thing is just, this was mainly to help fight some farming and abuse. So instead of people just transferring their items and things across accounts to try and game the system, it will be more beneficial to just keep your euro in your account. Moving along, we have monsters. So now that we talked about the hero, let's see all the monsters. In the beginning, you might only encounter one monster, but as you reach higher and higher levels, you will unlock and face more powerful and different monsters. Every time you kill a monster, you will complete a level and move up to a slightly more difficult level. On the picture, you can see the 10th monster is a little bit bigger. In the game, the sizes won't really matter, but the monster's health will. So the HP of a boss monster will be significantly higher, and it will also include a boss timer. So if you fail to kill the boss within the certain time, you will not be able to make any progress further. So this will basically, in the end, help you determine your rank and tell you where you are when you look at your levels. Next, we will have, oh dear, whoops. All right, this slide is not supposed to be here, so everyone, just ignore this. This is by no means anything important that may or may not give you some extra game goodies. Wink, wink. Areas. So, the areas in the game are basically just where you will be facing your monsters and fighting your monsters. The higher level you are, the more areas you will unlock. When we start looking at items, we currently have about 21 weapons. All of the artwork is unique. The items, the weapon items will basically determine your base damage. So with your hero and your weapon, they will help you to increase your overall DPS and then help you to slay more monsters and fight to higher levels. The weapons and items will also come in different rarities. So we will have like common, rare, epic, legendary, and then the extremely rare majestic. When you have similar items or the same items, you will be able to combine them to make them a little bit stronger. So each item will have a certain quality. So you might have two of the same items, but their damage output or their level might not be the same. So combining them will give you a better weapon or a better item. When we look at our items, we have just over 60 items. We have armors, helmets, gloves, boots, rings, amulets, relics, and stones. Same with these items as with the weapons. You can combine them to give them a higher quality. So the good thing about this is if you get your starter pack with your items, or if you buy more items, it won't just be a duplicate item that you have to go and resell or anything. You can basically keep upgrading certain items to higher levels, save yourself some money. All of these items will also help you by giving you extra perks like attack speed, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, boss timers, base damage, and skill cooldowns. So while we're talking about skills, every time you do face a boss, you have the option to use some of your skills. These do have quite long cooldowns, so I mean only use them when you're really stuck somewhere. They will, most of the time, they will help you get out of a tough situation to go to a higher area or a higher level. We are looking at using in-game tokens to basically burn and then burn them by refreshing the cooldown of the skills. So there will be that to look to if you would like to make a little bit faster progress and don't always want to wait for all the cooldowns. When we look at the UI, the user interface might look quite familiar to many gamers out there. Here you will be able to see all your items and weapons that you can equip on your hero. They will all work together to give you the most DPS possible. There will also be some stats about your gameplay and different bonuses from items. Just like many other games on the chain, you will receive rewards for playing. We decided that 50% of all sales, post payouts, and the curation from the Slow Sunday Games account will go towards the rewards pool. So as their account is growing and the curation is growing, so will the rewards for players. We will have daily payouts in Hive for all the top ranking players. The ranking system was a little bit tricky at first because we wanted to only use the levels, but we realized the problem is players might farm a little bit by simply using all their items on one account, reaching a high level, and then moving all their items to a different account, and then just rinse and repeat, and then farm the system, which is not good. So there will be a special formula that will look at your DPS and your max level. And by using that formula, we can determine like what is your overall rank. So if you decide to try and farm and you move all your items from one account to the other, your overall rank will just tank. It will just go down because your DPS will go down as well. The top players in the ranking system will receive Hive. For starters, we will maybe only do the first 100 players, and then as the reward pool grows, we will grow the payouts for the players. So maybe from the top 100 to the top 200 or 300. Your rank will also determine how many hero tokens you will receive. So the hero tokens will be paid out daily for playing. And then with the hero tokens, you can decide what to do with them. Use them for buying new items, cool down on your skills, basically anything that you want. It's your tokens to do with what you want. You play the game, you get the rewards, use it as you please. The interesting thing here, I would say, is because we have the rarity system, you could basically. Oh, I have just been muted. Can you hear me? Oh, good. Okay. So because we have the rarity system, you could basically spend $10 and get a really good item, which will boost your DPS and your levels, and you can earn back your investment way faster than you would possibly think. Or you might not get really good items, and it might take a little bit longer. But in the long run, the more you play, you will eventually get your money back for playing. For now, the coding is almost done, and we will start testing within the next month or two. So once we collected enough data while testing, we can move forward and launch the beta of Unsung Hero. We are currently looking for some testers. I have a short list of some people who are willing to test and going to help out. But if you would like to be a tester and see the game, early on and try items out and everything, by all means, drop me a message in Discord, DM me, or even if you want to just send a memo with your username. Send me just some info about you, and I'll contact you as soon as we are ready to start with the game testing. While we were testing, we will basically just give away some free items to players that they can mess around with, and then just give some feedback on the gameplay, what works and what doesn't. The starter pack is basically every account needs a starter pack to play, because it's also another we don't want people farming, because buying items and only transferring them between accounts, eventually you will come across people farming. So it's easier just to have a simple starter pack for about $10. So when you buy your starter pack, it's important that you do receive a euro, because that will help you, and you do receive a weapon, because if you don't have a weapon, you can't do any damage, which is going to be a bummer, because then you will just be stuck and you have to keep buying items until you eventually get a weapon. So before I finish, we do have, we will have some competitions for some community members that would, if they would like to help us create some art for the game. We have our main artist that will basically just take the initial idea that you have and then recreate it in our style. So check out the Slow Sunday Games account for when we do those kind of posts for the competitions. And then only for today, only for the next 24 hours, for those of you who would like to receive a discounted starter pack. The last time I checked, it was about almost 70, 75 Hive. That makes up about $10, but we're going to do a little discount for everyone. So only for the next 24 hours. If you would like a starter pack, we will create a list. Oh, can you hear me? Is the sound okay? Oh, good. So 50 Hive and your username in a memo to Slow Sunday Games. So once the game goes live, we will send you your starter pack and you can start playing and earning right away. All right, last, I would like to thank Yuna, the artist. The art is phenomenal. You know, I can't be more grateful. You've done such a great job. Rishi, our coder, and then Black Lux, Evka, Brumist, Eku. Thank you for just helping with all the ideas and the initial artwork. DCD and Splinterlands, thanks, man. You guys have been really inspirational. You know, a lot of motivation and ideas came just from playing your games and just appreciating what you guys have been doing. So a big shout out to you guys. And then last, Roland, thank you for hosting HiveFest here in AltSpace. You know, it's been fun, even though we're a little bit behind schedule, but we're doing good. You know, well done. It's been really good. All right, everyone, that's me. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you one day in the ranking list of Unsung Hero.
Ooh, great.